For 3 years, millions of people turned to a simple YouTube channel for help with English pronunciation. The videos were straightforward, utilitarian, and oddly comforting in their consistency. A calm, measured voice would demonstrate how to pronounce words like Asus, Kesha, or Jikle. The channel, called Pronunciation Book, seemed like one of the internet's most innocuous educational resources. Then, on July 9, 2013, everything changed. Welcome to Vanishing Threads. Today, we're exploring the story of Pronunciation Book, but this isn't just about a YouTube channel that went rogue. This is the story of one of the internet's most elaborate, long-term deceptions, a 3-year performance art piece that masqueraded as educational content, and how 2 artists used the trust of their audience to create something unprecedented in digital media. This is about the blurred line between sincerity and performance, and how the internet's hunger for mystery can transform the mundane into the extraordinary. The Pronunciation Book YouTube channel launched on the 14th of April 2010 with a video titled How to Pronounce Asus. The format was simple, a stark black background with white text displaying the word to be pronounced, whilst a calm male voice demonstrated the correct American English pronunciation. There were no fancy graphics, no personality, no branding beyond the channel name. It was purely functional. The creator, who remained anonymous, appeared to have a system for choosing words. The resulting videos covered everything from technology brands like Shrixon to foreign words like Tagalog, from pop culture references to obscure art terms. What made the channel particularly compelling was its consistency. Every single day, without fail, a new pronunciation video would appear. The voice never changed, the format never varied, and the quality remained constant. For viewers learning English or encountering unfamiliar words, it became a reliable resource. By July 2013, the channel had accumulated over 700 videos and approximately 25,000 to 27,000 subscribers, according to contemporary reports from TubeFilter and the Daily Dot. The channel gained modest recognition in educational circles. According to Know Your Meme, it received coverage from various online publications and blogs over the years, with coverage generally praising the channel's utility and the creator's dedication to helping people communicate more effectively. But there were always subtle oddities for those who looked closely enough. Some of the example sentences in the videos seemed strangely constructed. The word choices occasionally felt arbitrary or surreal, though most viewers attributed this to the educational nature of the content. Then came 9th of July 2013, and everything changed with a video titled How to Pronounce 77. Instead of the familiar format, viewers were greeted with something entirely different. The same calm voice, but instead of teaching pronunciation, it delivered a chilling message. Something is going to happen in 77 days. The video then continued with 15 seconds of silence, punctuated by soft clicking sounds that some listeners interpreted as Morse code. The internet's reaction was immediate and intense. The channel's comment sections, previously filled with grateful language learners, exploded with confusion, theories, and alarm. Some viewers thought it was a hack, others suspected viral marketing. The more paranoid corners of the internet wondered if it was some form of espionage or terrorist communication. What followed was one of the most comprehensive crowdsourced investigations in internet history. Users on 4chan's/X paranormal board began documenting every detail of the countdown videos in a shared Google document. They transcribed every word, analyzed the clicking sounds using audio spectrograph software, and began revisiting the entire 3-year history of Pronunciation Book videos, looking for clues they might have missed. The investigation quickly spread across platforms. Reddit's/conspiracy picked up the story, generating hundreds of comments and theories. The unfiction forums, dedicated to alternate reality games, began treating it as a potential ARG. Dedicated wikis and Tumblr blogs appeared to track the countdown. The Daily Dot, CNET, and other technology publications began covering the mystery as it unfolded. Each day brought a new countdown video with cryptic messages. Day 76. The time is now, 77 days. Day 75. Red or blue, it doesn't matter. The messages seemed deliberately obscure, designed to fuel speculation rather than provide answers. Audio analysis of the clicking sounds at the end of each video revealed patterns that some interpreted as coordinates, others as coded messages. Theories proliferated wildly. Some believed it was viral marketing for a Battlestar Galactica reboot, pointing to potential references in earlier videos. Others suspected video game companies like Bungie, connecting it to their upcoming game Destiny. The more conspiratorially minded wondered if it was government communication or corporate espionage. The breakthrough came from the investigators themselves. By tracing domain registrations and cross-referencing online footprints, they discovered that pronunciationbook.com was registered to someone using the email address franzpokler@gmail.com, associated with a Thomas Bender. Further investigation revealed connections to Cyanodyne, a content group that had previously created an alternate reality game called This Is My Milwaukee in 2008. According to the New Yorker's later investigation, This Is My Milwaukee had been created by Thomas Bender and Jacob Bakkila as an earlier collaborative project that had generated significant online interest and spawned an elaborate ARG. As the countdown approached zero, media attention intensified. The New Yorker was preparing a major exposé. The art world was taking notice. And on 24th of September 2013, the truth was finally revealed. The final video, titled How to Pronounce Horse eBooks, contained not just the phonetic breakdown of the infamous Twitter spam account, but a message from a woman standing in front of a silver screen. Simultaneously, the New Yorker published Susan Orlean's article revealing the full scope of the deception. Thomas Bender, former Vice President of Product Development at Howcast, and Jacob Bakkila, Creative Director at BuzzFeed, had been running not just Pronunciation Book, but also the beloved Twitter account at Horse eBooks. For over 2 years, what millions believed to be an amusing spam bot posting fragments like, "Who else wants to become a golf ball?" had actually been carefully crafted by human artists. The revelation was staggering. Horse eBooks had become one of Twitter's most beloved accounts, inspiring fan art, academic analysis, and devoted followers who tweeted, "I love you," to what they believed was a malfunctioning bot. The account's seemingly random profundity had been entirely manufactured by Bakkila, who would log in daily to craft tweets that perfectly mimicked the voice of artificial intelligence whilst maintaining an oddly poetic sensibility. Both projects culminated in Bear Stearns' Bravo, described in reports as an interactive video game and art installation at the Fitzroy Gallery in New York's Lower East Side. According to The New Yorker, the game was a satirical work about the 2007-2008 financial crisis, and Bakkila and Bender conducted a performance at the gallery as part of the project's conclusion. The artistic statement was complex and multifaceted. Bakkila described their work as conceptual, performance or video art, or performance mischief. They had created what amounted to a 3-year performance piece about trust, authenticity, and the nature of communication in digital spaces. By maintaining both projects in complete secrecy, they had demonstrated how easily online audiences could be deceived, and how that deception could paradoxically create genuine emotional connections. The reaction was mixed. Some fans felt betrayed, having formed real emotional attachments to what they believed were authentic, if quirky, internet phenomena. Others celebrated the revelation as brilliant conceptual art. The art world took notice, comparing their work to Marcel Duchamp's Ready-Mades and Jenny Holz's text-based installations. What made Pronunciation Book particularly sophisticated was its 3-year commitment to absolute authenticity within its chosen role. Bender had genuinely researched correct pronunciations, created genuinely useful content, and maintained the facade with meticulous consistency. The educational value was real, even if the motivation was artistic rather than pedagogical. The project raised profound questions about authenticity in digital media. If Pronunciation Book had helped thousands of people learn correct pronunciation, did the creators' artistic intentions diminish that value? If Horse eBooks had brought joy and inspiration to millions of followers, did it matter that the bot was actually human? The revelation also highlighted the internet's hunger for mystery and meaning. The 77-day countdown had generated more engagement and analysis than the previous 3 years of educational content combined. The community that formed around solving the mystery demonstrated the internet's capacity for collaborative investigation, but also its tendency to find patterns and significance where none might exist. In many ways, Pronunciation Book and Horse eBooks represented the perfect internet art project. They existed entirely within digital spaces, used the platform's own mechanisms against themselves, and created genuine communities around manufactured mysteries. They demonstrated how the line between human and machine, authentic and artificial, sincere and ironic, had become increasingly blurred in online spaces. The legacy of Pronunciation Book extends beyond its immediate impact. It established a template for long-term digital performance art, influenced discussions about bot detection and platform manipulation, and contributed to growing awareness of how easily online personas could be manufactured and maintained. Today, with the benefit of hindsight and in an era of deepfakes, AI-generated artworks, and sophisticated bot networks, Pronunciation Book seems almost quaint. But in 2013, it represented something genuinely unprecedented, a demonstration that the internet's most trusted, mundane resources could be elaborate artistic statements, and that the communities we form around digital content are real, regardless of the authenticity of their inspiration. The story of Pronunciation Book is ultimately about the relationship between creator and audience in digital spaces. For 3 years, Thomas Bender provided a genuine service while secretly preparing for an artistic revelation that would recontextualize everything that came before. The countdown wasn't just a marketing stunt for Bear Stearns Bravo, it was the culmination of a performance piece about trust, expectation, and the stories we tell ourselves about the content we consume. In the end, something did happen in 77 days. Not the apocalypse or product launch that many expected, but something perhaps more significant, a moment of collective realization about the nature of digital authenticity and the communities we build around the content we love. The mystery of Pronunciation Book wasn't just solved, it was revealed to be a mirror, reflecting our own assumptions about sincerity, utility, and truth in the digital age. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, stay curious, stay safe,